That's weird. Are we live?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Dicewise Entertainment Presents Rollmongers, a Rollmongers Actual Play podcast, a one shot from the Hell's Vengeance Book 1 Adventure Path through Pathfinder First Edition. We are going to do First Mission, as it were. We're going to give you a little taste of how awesome this AP can be and let you decide if you're going to see more of it in the future. I have the distinct pleasure of bringing you some of our best Rollmonger role players this evening. Starting, shall we go counterclockwise around the screen? We have Mr. Frank Hamilton is in the house today.
Hello, everyone. I'm playing Garion, the butcher. That's what I do. I kill things and chop them up.
And what are you, Mr. Garion?
I am a half giant, very big, tall, mild temperament issues. They say. I don't know what the word means though.
Perhaps you're hinting that your vocation is that of a barbaric nature?
Yes, barbarian.
On his right, or on the left screen, we have a Professor Niles Cronin, may I presume?
You presume correctly.
And Professor, may I ask, who are you and your vocation, expertise, while you're joining us tonight?
Well, who I am, you've already identified that factor. I am an alchemist. That was my first profession. And I taught at the local university of Igorian for a stint, for a tenure or so. But I've moved on to other ventures now, as my country demands.
As your country demands.
Yes.
On his right, hailing all the way from Ustalof, we have Matt Witt playing one Nico Alatoli, I believe.
Nico Anatoli, the Damphir Oracle. Man
And
of
you hit-
mystery, debonair. He does what he wants.
Is that right? So what are you doing here all the way from Ustalof?
Well, it's a very long story. But basically, I screwed up, pissed my dad off. He sent me to go stay with my aunt. And long story made short, I am here and this is what I do.
Well, I'm sure a cutscene or two will render a little bit more detail, but we'll get to that a little later. Part of our auxiliary cast, you know her from her voice talent acting in our Star Wars podcast, playing Dr. Leth's estranged sister. We have Alex Tamblin is in the house tonight.
Hello.
She's a bit of a GM's assistant. I've given her the role of an NPC, one Simri Stalish, who is sort of a tag-along, ride-along, and steers the party in a first part of the adventure. And, well, I couldn't think of anyone better. Certainly do the part better than myself. Because I'm going to be busy. Not as myself, but we would like to present Hell's Vengeance in a slightly different format. A narration format where an actual NPC or character whom you are destined to meet tells the story from their perspective, from a past perspective leading up to their current future, gets you caught up, and then the story proceeds from there. So, without further ado, a little Mude music.
Nude.
Sorry, mood music.
There you go.
No, Matt.
You don't like Mude?
Mute.
Nude.
Fine. Our story begins in the country of Cheliax. Now, for those who don't know much about this country, 3 things make this country unique compared to the rest of the Inner Sea. First, this country is ruled by a queen who quite literally made a deal with Osmodius to seize control of it, and has made Osmodius worship the state religion. Second, a powerful organization with many factions and orders within itself have taken inspiration from the organization of the legions of hell and its armies, and have self-branded themselves the Hell Knights, elite soldiers that serve the state, country, and their own order's tenets. And third, Cheliax is filled to the brim with nobility and a lot of intolerance towards lesser races, lower people of station, and the world around it at large. A country where demon worship is actually allowed within its borders, and they defy all outs outside their borders. Within the borders of Cheliax is a lovely little town by the name of Longacre. The town of Longacre belongs to me. My name is Raslargo, although its citizens do not know this fact. I assure you, I am in complete control of everyone and everything that is happening within its borders, and when I report to my master, the Archbaron Fex, well, he takes my advice on all things within its borders are under my whim and, shall we say, moving along the way both of us see fit. My town sits just outside the fringes of the Whispering Wood. A few lights shine in the streets and windows, and the occasional snippet of conversation or laughter issues from open doors. But here, on the outskirts of town, where I set my evil eye upon the night, it is quiet and dark. I see sparse clouds scudding across the sky, momentarily obscuring the dim light from the moon overhead. A mile west of town, across a scrubby field, barely indistinguishable under the starry sky, a darkened, fort-like compound hunches in the distance. Simri, the town's noted young Hellion, points towards the dim structure.
That's it. Lewis Lick Tannery. Here's the job. We break in, sack old Lewis Lick's office, take whatever's shiny, and get out before the sheriff shows up. If we get separated, meet back at the ash house by dawn.
Dull moonlight glints across her dagger as she flicks it in emphasis.
If you get pinched, remember, you're mute. Keep your mouth shut, and I'll handle things. I got assurances that we won't take any blame if things go south, but get chatty and I'll let you rot.
A beat passes, and her unusual crooked smirk appears.
If you don't screw things up, we'll all be drinking on Roslago's coin come dawn. Let's do this.
But wait, I'm sorry. Perhaps I should start at the beginning. You see, Longacre is a town that should have been heroes in it. It's easily overlooked in this quiet, charmless corner of Cheliax. The town provides refuge to those who wish to forget and be forgotten. Unlike so many rural crossroads, Longacre girds itself in fated military trappings, the worn uniforms and tarnished regalia of hundreds of former soldiers caught up on both sides of the war that cast this entire nation into the grip of diabolism. More than 3/4 of a century after the hostilities ended, Longacre remains a dumping ground for Cheliax's unwanted veterans, many of whom are outspoken in this and their criticism of the House of Thrune and the nation's military politics. With the coming of the glorious Reclamation, however, many in Longacre imagine a second chance, an opportunity to risk, even lose their lives fighting alongside of justice and righteousness. But if House Thrune and its agents have their way, those chances will never come. What is the glorious Reclamation? Well, perhaps I've said too much, but I'm sure you have questions of the matters at hand. For instance, who is Simri, this sharp-tongued alien? She's known for having a penchant for drinking and long knives, lived in Longacre most of her life. Recently, she's got involved with some powerful, if shady folks, willing to spend time to well advanced their goals. You've already met a few of them. But who is old Lusk? What is the Lusk Tannery? Well, I suppose that explains itself. And why are they breaking in? Well, you see, according to Simri's employer, Lusk hasn't been paying his taxes like a good law-abiding citizen should. She hasn't been told any more than that. But the gang's pay is likely to be tied up in whatever they steal. Who am I? Like I said before, I run this town. I am Simri's employer. You'll likely not meet me anytime soon, but Simri claims I'm loaded and have serious connections. She doesn't lie, including ties to Longacres and Cheliax's government at large. Now, I've kept you too long. As we descend and I turn my evil eye down back upon, they've crossed the distance to this shady little tannery and are preparing for their, well, heist, if you could call it that. Listen closely. You'll hear them talking amongst themselves.
Simmery. So why again are we doing this? Why must we break in? It's tax collection, you say.
Yes, well, we were hired to do a job. As far as I'm aware, you, in particular, need some of the connections that I hold. So, help me with the job, and I'll connect you.
Very good. Very good indeed.
The criminals at tax collectors have already been briefed of the layout of the land, though I'm sure if they provide the powers that be with some sort of reconnaissance roles, being that what they perceive or what knowledge they have amongst themselves or can share, what you are seeing now will be relevant to them as well. Gentlemen, did you make such preparations, I wonder? Has Simri cased the joint? She knows well a few things. I wonder if she's willing to share that knowledge. I wonder how many times the DM has to say things like perceive for them to make perception rolls and knowledge for them to pick one out of a hat.
Huh?
I look around with my eyes with a 19. What do I see?
Nikolai stands in front of a long palisade that surrounds the tannery. In places, gaps between the grey, dry, rotted trunks are wide enough to pass a hand through. To the west, a muddy trail slips beneath a plank gate similar to a barn door. These barriers do absolutely nothing to hold back or block the heavy stench of chemicals and dung drifting from within. I wonder what sort of fortitude the party will muster.
Ugh, it smells like backside. I can't believe I agreed to this.
I said, I wonder what fortitude the party might muster. Ah, Simri, this is the problem when you hire amateurs.
Yes. Looking at the compatriots that she's gathered, Simri decides to scale the palisade herself and investigate the front gate.
Well, Simri uses her climbing skills just north of the gate to peek over the top, a mere 10 feet tall. Nikolai remembers a gap in the wall on the north side from his previous reconnaissance, and also spots a small wooden panel that covers a locking mechanism in the main gate itself. As for how well they hold up during fortitude, well, let's just say that a dozen or so chances will not keep them safe from the gut-wrenching nauseum.
Ugh, I don't feel so well.
Garion is familiar with this smell. If you chop a thing in half, that sometimes spills out.
It's disgusting. Most people keep this stuff to themselves, I tell you this.
No, or in themselves. In.
Listen, I know of a way we can get in. On my initial inspection of the compound, I found a gap in the palisade. I can show you if you would like. Might give easier access.
Does beat scaling a wall or banging through a door.
Scaling the wall does not seem to be a problem for Simri.
I could throw someone over.
Could you throw yourself over?
I've tried to throw myself many times. No.
Right, so I think it would be best if we try the hole in the wall, Garion.
This way, this way. And I start walking around the palisade towards the gap I found on my initial reconnaissance.
Okay.
After looking at the gate and examining the mechanism.
At the top of the wall, Simri crouches, irritably listening to her companions, perhaps taking a moment to expunge her stomach, failing to stand up against the fortitude that assails her nostrils of the chemicals with a mere 10. Ad nauseum for a moment, and sickened for an entire, well, shall we say, as minutes pass. The rest of the gentlemen feel rather ill, but manage to choke back any bodily fluids from escaping. However, despite her perch and, shall we say, teetering fluid effect over the back of the wall, Simmery does seem to notice a device, counterweights, that when pulled via a lever buried in the panel in front of the gate will likely and quite noisily open the large gates before them.
So, getting back down to the ground and holding in her very stale breakfast, she withdraws a small kerchief from her pocket and wraps it around her face.
First she must climb, both up and down. Now, have we missed anyone? Garion seems rather dim, but his stomach holds strong. Professor Niles Cronin, I understand, is a professor, works in a laboratory and an expert of mutagens, with at least anywhere from 19 to 20 odd chemicals on a usage of a daily basis. The smell likely doesn't faze him. Crimley, Crawling, Simri, how did you come by that name? A thud and a crouch, almost spraining an ankle, dropping to the ground. But, as you and Nikolai were saying...
Simmery, this way. I found a passage through the palisade. Probably easier for all of us to get in rather than climbing.
Fair enough, considering the big lug over there, but is it going to be big enough for a hasty getaway in case things go south?
When I am around, things never go south. Luck is with you this evening.
Well, just in case the goddess of fates and fortune decides to turn her back on us, the front gate over here can easily be opened, though a little rackety. If it comes down to it, I'm sure I can make it a little quieter, but good to know.
Speaking of quiet, Simri, do you mention the large guard dog that you know to be named Abby, sleeping in front of the office?
Oh, yes. You don't happen to be squeamish around pets?
Garion not have pet.
Well, Gary might be very well acquainted with one in a few minutes. Abby over there, known to be the notorious town's favorite pup. Her master saved her from the slaughterhouse, I believe, a few years ago. But she is quite vicious. Don't let the adorable name fool you.
It is rather the shame.
Nikolai, a memory occurs to you.
Thinking of something.
Something that draws upon your intelligence.
Or it does not. Maybe I don't remember this thing.
I suppose 1 chance in 7. Very well.
Resting his hand against the palisade, Nikolai empties the contents of his stomach on the rotten logs, staining them an eerie reddish color.
You managed to choke it all back once. Do you force it out this time, just to be clear?
Well, I'd much rather get it out of the way than have it interfere later. So yes, I do.
Right, because everything is roses with you.
Well,
No pun intended, I see.
at this point, gentlemen, I am merely an observer. I shall turn things directly over to the game mechanics of the master and let you run the show. It is. Gentlemen, you stand at the front gate. Reconnaissance and a little word from Simbri confirms what you had hoped. There is no one inside, save possibly the owner. And with a little luck, the night shift will not arrive anytime soon. There is a large, double-doored wooden gate that is hinged on the backside with large counterlevers. A large, covered wooden panel guards, according to Simri, a latch. Nikolai, with your perception of 19 and earlier reconnaissance, remember that there's a gap in the wall beyond the office on the north side, but fail to remember something important about said gap.
What's that?
Like I said, you fail to remember. Gentleman and lady, if we can call you that, what do you do? And yes, you can call out your dice rolls now. Because overly hinting's getting us nowhere.
So, should we take this front door? The gap? I'm not so sure Garion will fit.
Go through gap and open door.
Oh, this is not bad idea.
Simple
Simri,
enough.
the lever to actually open the doors is on the outside. It's just locked behind a wooden panel.
Mm-hmm.
Though I suppose someone could, fidget with the far side and make it, manually do it.
Simria, you strike me as the individual who has a perchance for fiddling with locks.
I've dabbled.
Have you dabbled perhaps with this simple wooden box that is locked?
I'll give it a shot.
All right. Would you like a perception roll from myself, or would you like to sort of take the long road? This is something you can take 20 on. Takes 2 entire endless agonizing minutes, but taking 20 on a search roll for a trap or examining anything is allowed by a player.
You want me to perceive it?
Perception would come from me, along with my favorite line: "You don't seem to find a trap." That gets things done quickly, but you can search as many times as you want.
How tall is the palisade?
10 feet.
You could hop it.
A simple climb check. Zook.
I was nauseated, so, that's why I fell down. And on that note, again, having everyone holding back hurled cookies, can she tie a handkerchief around her nose to possibly aid in the resistance of the putrid smell?
Yes. And I did sort of interrupt that. Did you roll fortitude? I believe you failed badly.
Yes.
So if your fortitude score of, what did you roll? 10? If you can make a DC of 12, then I'll retroact you retching your guts. And guess what? The scarf does give you a +2 to that roll. So, with all of you feeling squeamish, but the DM not being able to inflict a sickened condition on you guys for the next minute or so.
It sounds so sad.
I know, right?
Knowledge of alchemy,
Mhm.
knowledge of crafting, tanning. Any of this stuff up your alley there, Professor?
It's all up my alley. But as to how to combat the wretched smell?
You have good news if you can recall something.
Oh, well, let's see if I recall something. 13.
You do believe that the body will come accustomed to the putrid smell and the sickness will pass after a minute or so.
Good news, everyone. It will be fleeting.
So should we stand in the shadows and wrench our guts out for a moment?
If you feel the urge to, looking at Nico.
Perhaps your senses will grow accustomed, but this is somewhat overwhelming to me.
I believe the term is have and not will.
So, getting back to Simri examining the panel. Perception from me or taking 20 from you?
Asking her compatriots, she questions them as to how expediently they would like to get inside.
Garion can throw somebody. The palisade is not. He reaches up and kind of fingers like right at the bridge. I can almost reach.
I don't believe their valuables are going anywhere in any haste until we get to them.
How long till next guard comes?
Sometime within several hours. Simri, it's not the guard, but employees. But you would add 2 more people to the mix. Things could get sticky.
Take your time. I would much rather be silent than hasty.
So, perception from me, or would you like just to take 20 on this?
Yeah, we'll try the 20.
Okay. So, what is your actual bonus to perception?
-1 plus 4 total.
Okay. So, with a 24, you don't seem to find a trap. Just love getting that line in there any way I can. Can I have a disable device check, please?
I mean, my last one was pretty good. 23.
Pulling your Masterwork Thieves tools,
The MWK tools.
finding a crevice in the panel and working your magic, you manage to unlock the panel and it pops open with a tiny little click. Inside, you reveal a lever.
Pull the lever, Garion!
Ever? Garion's just getting ready to pull himself up. Huh? All right. I'll move on down.
Okay. Can I have an
And
intelligence check, please, Simri, while he's coming on down to you here?
I'm just herpa-derping my way down.
Yep. What'd you get?
17.
Ooh.
The gate will make noise regardless, likely alerting Abby. However, there's got to be a way to slowly open them so they won't make as much noise, alerting everything in here. Unless, of course, you want to go with Garion's plan, where there's tossing people or squeezing people. But with the lever revealed, you do know you have a quick entry if you need it. But it will be a loud one regardless.
Garion, how quietly do you think you could scale the wall, or would you prefer the front door?
I've never climbed this wall. I don't know. I could try to climb the wall, and you could tell me.
On a scale of 1 to 20, how good would you say you might be?
Simri, he can't count. He has no reference for numbers.
What?
Colors, but not numbers.
Too many words. Stop talking. He'll reach up, grab the top of the gate, and start to climb over. Let me
All right.
find my
Climb check. Yep.
12.
The good news, movement and climbing is 5 feet. A 10-foot gate, well, you're already basically standing at least 5 feet off the ground. A single check can get you up there.
But you have to go back
The
down.
DC is 15. And we're having a little trouble getting it up, Garion.
See, his feet are kind of kicking.
It's just like he grabs a hold and the whole wall just kind of like under his weight, and he just kind of scrabbling the little feet, you know.
Should we not just open the gate, Simri?
Yes. Perhaps maybe if we held the gate and quietly lifted it along with the lever.
Garion, does this gate swing up? How does this gate open? Its orientations.
Garion's
inwards.
climbing.
Hey, Garion, just hold on. Can you hold that wall exactly where it is right now?
He'll put his hands on.
Perfect. Now, this gate, this gate swings out, up. If Garion were to assist the door opening, would that silence it some?
It would quiet it. Like I said, Simmery, your options are alert the dog or alert the whole place. But the gate is just going to be loud. You know it.
Right. Nico, you mentioned a gap before. If we could all just try and skirt around.
Yes, this way. Follow me.
I'm sure we can squeeze Garion through.
Garion, amazing wall holding skills. Top notch.
Thank you.
No.
Garion is good at holding things.
You are the best, Garion. Now, actually, I have another thing perhaps maybe you could help me with over here.
Oh, possibly.
Thank you, Garion.
So I'll lead the group around the, I don't know, I'm going to say cardinal directions. North, west side of the compound towards the gap in the wall that I remembered.
Okay.
Are we being stealthy? I'm being stealthy.
Yes.
We will all attempt stealthy.
Let's do stealth.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Spam me 6 checks, but a decent
Damn it.
4.
Oh, natural 1. Like this way, and I slip on my blood vomit. And...
It makes you feel
my
any better.
lucky bells.
I'm already rolling perception for the dog who's dozing. Has a huge penalty when Garion hit that wall and starts scrabbling. It's like that makes a little bit of noise. Anyway, Puppy here is dozing and has a rather large penalty to her perception check at the moment.
Yeah, but I rolled a natural 1.
You've got to calculate for distance. Come on.
Okay.
So what do? Do you freeze? Are we going with the,
Yes. Yes, we do.
Right. And yeah, there's also, -1 every 10 feet away. That also, now you guys are getting closer to me, but we're like 10, 20, 30, 40. You guys are like 50 feet away from this pooch. That's half asleep. So, and skill checks are not natural 1 fail, 20 automatic mithril plate I just crafted, remember?
Yes, that's right. Okay.
So what was your 1 total? What was the 1 plus?
1 plus 4 is 5.
Yeah, so you're right. I say, as long as you guys don't roll crazy low.
Oh man, my
Like a
rolls
3?
today. Garbage.
Depend on your distance. Anyway. If you're alone, you always think you're being quiet, but if each other is making noise, I'll give it to you that you guys are all at each other kind of thing.
There's a lot of shushing.
Yeah.
I'm stepping on every stick on the way.
He's putting sticks down in front of him and stepping on them.
Garion's laying these 6 out methodically.
Marking his path. This is
That's
how we
right.
get home.
How many stealth checks would you like?
6.
It was 6 total, but
6 total? Oh, this is not going well for me so far. But let's see. Oh man, this is
Simri started bad and then got
bad.
really good near the end.
I even have a decent bonus. I'm just rolling very poorly. Oh man. Be nice if I could roll over a 5. Oh, hey.
Hey.
Power.
It's almost like you brought Roll20 with you.
Why?
There you go. So my first 4 were absolutely abysmal.
Mm-hmm.
All less than 10 in total.
Okay.
Oh, no, sorry. My third one was a 13. But it was 9, 8, 13, 8, 9. And then 17 and 19 for my last 2. So the important ones are there.
Okay, well, I'll let you in on something why people might not think I'm just suddenly waking this dog. If I factor doziness and distance, if I actually have a penalty that's higher than my perception or perception roll, I won't hear anything, period. And you guys, so it really comes to a point when you get really close behind where the palisade wall suddenly branches out and actually becomes the back of the office, when you guys are around a corner, over a wall, and about 20, 30 feet away. That's when the rolls count a lot. Where I might actually be, less half asleep enough. And it also depends on what Poochie rolls. Anyway, whether I'm awake, wandering, looking around, from your outside view of the gate, even peeking through some of the gaps, by the time you get to the main gap, two things become relevant. First, we don't hear any growling or barking. And second, a small creature will fit through this. A medium-sized creature can wiggle. A large creature, not going to happen.
Is Garion large?
He's shaking his head.
Well, technically, Garion thinks of himself as huge, but no. Yeah, he counts as a medium-sized
Don't we
creature.
all?
Gargantuan, even some would say.
Gargantuan.
Who wants to go through? I need an
Huge.
escape artist check or a dexterity check. And I will say that a medium-sized creature that allows with a 12 DC to go through, I won't stop Garion, but Mr. Bulky, I'm going to actually impede him with a 14. He's not large. I won't say no, but he's a big size and medium, so the DC is going to go up.
He's top of the medium chain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 14's being nice.
That's fair enough. That's fair.
He's
enough.
small for a giant.
Who goes
Small.
first?
What do we want, a strength check or
Ladies first.
A dex check or an escape artist check,
okay?
whichever's better. Now, obviously, since the dexterity ability feeds the escape artist, that's probably where you want to look first. But a raw dex check will get us through.
You're so kind, Nico. And Simri tries to squeeze her tiny tush through the gap.
With an 8. Gets stuck on the daggers. Did I mention this chick is dripping with daggers? I mean, she's got a kukuri, which she keeps bringing out and flicking for emphasis. She's got another masterwork dagger. Then she's got the proverbial, on the haunches, the 2 and the 2, And,
Perhaps if you tuck in your bits and pieces, you'll have better time of this.
But it's my bits and pieces sticking out that usually gets me what I want.
Fair enough.
There we go.
It's not getting you through this gate. Again? Squeeze!
She sucked in a bit.
Okay. So, failing the roll by 4, okay, you get stuck. So I'm not going to let you have that 22 unless you get some help. So if anyone can give her like the 8 another strength check, either pull her out or push her through. DC 10 yeah.
Nicole just steps up and puts his foot on her hip and gives her a hoof.
Garion's getting all flexy and ready to go. And
Very good, Simmery. You are making this. I see it now. Just put.
Okay.
Ever the gentleman, Nico.
Yep. Garion, Nico is in line for that gap. Will you be denied?
Oh, well, Garion's too busy thinking about doing something than actually doing it.
Oh, okay.
How
You're not
would
going to help
Garion-
him?
I meant like stuff the next person through the hole.
Do you want a raw dex, or can I do like a?
Nope.
I don't
Escape artist is your best bet, or raw
Yeah.
dex. Yeah.
escape
Can I make a
artist?
strength check to just
It's-
throw him over it?
It's really the same.
Not
Nothing's
quietly.
stopping you.
Yeah.
No one's stopping me. That's the correct answer.
All right, I'll try
Oh,
this.
do we really
Here we
want to
go.
get
Here
the
we
grapple
go.
rules first edition right now?
Oh crap! 2.
He's stuck.
Garion, could you?
Oh, she fits so nicely in here. I thought I could make it. It looked like she widened the gap. No offense, young lady.
Garion will step up. Hang on,
Oh
let me
God!
move the map.
Prepare
Yeah,
for
she's
damage.
offended at first, and then she just sees what's behind you and just smiles.
Kind of claps the dust off his hands,
Karma at its best.
and then kind of puts his boot on him and just gives him a high yaw with his foot, trying to like force him through.
Okay.
Natural 1. 4.
Okay. He shifts and your boot lurches forward and now you're stuck, leg in the air,
Oh no!
with the damn fear.
Oh, my vampire bits! Careful, Garion.
Simri, you see half a damn fear, and then his gut becomes like a boot, like aliens. It just you see this big foot. Dunk.
Everyone has greatness in them. Garion will try again.
Professor, what have you got? Simri, what are you doing?
At this point, just shaking her head and really double debating whether or not she chose the right people, she's gonna creep over to the edge of the building and peek around to make sure the dog's still sleeping.
All right.
We
Couple
never did
stealth
discuss
checks,
it.
please.
We never did discuss an evacuation word. I would say Alamo.
Cinnamon.
Armageddon.
As soon as your dice pops up for the podcasting aspect, guys, feel free to call them out. Even if you're talking over someone, because the audience will understand that you're retroactively talking. What do you got?
20 stealth and 23 stealth.
Okay. So 1.5 easily gets you there, and you kind of, you hold your position on lookout, keeping the dog. The dog does stir and sniffs around, and didn't really see anything or anyone it recognizes. Didn't hear any sounds it recognizes, like the unmistakable sound of the gate that I know every day, and eventually settles back. Anyway, amazed at their harsh whispering and rattling of, like, there are 9 wooden trees. Like, a palisade really is like giant trees cut off and hammered into the ground side by side. That's all it is. Okay. So, like with 2 mini oaks per square, there are 9 attaching these 2 guys to the side of the wall of a building that the dog is around the front of. And at their end, the palisade is like warble, 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 warble. And they're like harsh whispering. At your end, it's like, you're so lucky that, like I said, gaps in the wood. Professor, have you got anything to help?
Garion, your foot was too high when you were trying to assist it. You need to be closer to a center of mass.
Garion knows what he must do now.
Yeah, 1 foot lower.
Garion knows.
What does Garion do?
Garion puts his foot on top of Dampier's shoulder and climbs over.
Reaching over your head, grabbing the top with one hand, and then the other foot comes up and just right on your top of your shoulder. Hauls himself up. Okay. Now
Nico
imagine yourself
has-
hopping a fence, and you know how like guys sometimes get to they hop up and they get to that groin angle, and they stop. Only what's pinning Garion from this like teetering angle is the fact that his lower foot is still jammed into the wall, and he's extended himself his length. So now
Garion-
half a Garion pops up over the top of the wall and stops.
Is there anything I can do to assist in removing his foot from my persons?
Oh, it's not the foot and your hip you'd worry about. I'd worry about, like I said, your face is sideways and a whole bunch of Garion bits and hips just got into your ear.
Ooh, this lovely snack is coming my way.
24 on the climb check, if that helps.
Yeah. How about a strength check to get your foot out first?
All right.
Oh, yes. You popped out there like a daisy. Awesome climb.
Natural 20 on the pull.
Okay. Not only, now I know 20s don't supposedly mean stuff in checks, but not only do you free your foot, you actually give the Dampier, like, you pull him out with you.
Pop.
Like gum on the bottom of your shoe.
Yep. So Dampier goes, staggering back a step, and Garion of the mighty world of Galorian is now atop the wall.
What does Garion see?
Well, you see
A commanding
cart
view.
furrows. Yeah. Cart furrows and disturbing stains mar this Marty yard. Around the perimeter, murky water pools in rows of sunken tubs. Unspeakable muck encrusts each vat, and half-submerged skins float within. From these scabby concoctions drifts a sinuous, assaulting reek, a dizzying miasma of rotten egg, lime, and far worse. The entire south side of this basically rectangular compound has in-ground pools that are barely a foot above ground and who knows how deep, a good 10 by 10 square, and there are a good dozen of them along the south wall. However, they don't meet to your side wall, Garion, or the wall you're on the north side, because of a large semi-rectangular building about 10 feet from you. To your right, like I said, about 20 feet along, is the office, our target, and the dog. The office is embedded literally halfway in the north wall. Its backside of the office sticking out to the north, providing more wall, and the palisade kind of hugging it like bookends either side, continuing along. Other objects in the yard are obscured by view by the buildings themselves. You see Simri crouching, possibly, in the moonlight. Actually, her stealth is probably so good you've lost sight of her. But you're sitting duck up here.
Then I will deposit myself on the other side.
All right. Jump down.
Yep.
A little acrobatics.
Okay.
Well, technically, top of this wall is 10 feet. 10-foot falls. That's where you want to just kind of do a hang drop with a crazy easy acrobatics.
18 minus 1 is 17. I land cat-like.
He does.
Superhero pose and all.
Yeah, he sticks the landing loudly.
Nikolai just turns back to the professor. He is surprisingly agile.
He is a wonder of physical feats.
Shall you take the lead, or shall I make this attempt again?
I believe you're past your challenge.
No. I'm just no longer stuck. If you would like to make your way through before me, by all means, my friend, go ahead.
But you are kind of in my way.
Anybody else seeing the two chipmunks? Oh, no, after you. Oh, no, after you. The old Looney Tunes chipmunks.
How about I try to assist your passage through? And Gary, and on the other side there, if you could maybe assist as well.
Well, it's
So
very
reach through
good.
the hole. Grab hand, I will pull very hard.
So yeah, I'll turn sideways and try and snake my way through,
And
offering my hand to Garion on one side and accepting the push on the other, with a 11 plus 4 for 15.
And I will aid other, giving him
There he goes.
+2.
There he goes.
Yeah, not wanting to be completely unprepared in case the circus behind me does wake the dog. Simri will ready her sap in case doggy needs to go night-night.
Oh, okay.
Very good, very good. Thank you, my friends. Or sorry, very good, thank you, my friends.
To ready an action, it's a single action, and it would take you the move to get there. So did you want to like get yourself close where you can toss the sap or toss a dagger or just go hover over the dog for nighty-night time? Because there is still a good 20 feet between you and Nappy Pooch.
Yeah. I'm assuming we're not going to be stealthy this entire mission.
It's up to you. You've been doing great so far. A
Garion,
single light spills out of a door, out of a window of said office, marking your target. And like besides the scuddy clouds and the dim, flickering moonlight, it is kind of, hug a wall, hug a building, and you have lots of cover of darkness. It's just the noise. Garion.
Seeing that there's, a sap being pulled out, he just kind of gets this almost joyful gleam in his eye. And
as I said before, you lost Simri in her stealth checks. Can I have a perception?
And unsling. Why should it have
She was awesome with the 22 and faded into the darkness.
Perception, got it. 18.
As you were saying.
Reaches back behind him and doesn't draw this sword, more or less kind of slings his arm out from underneath it. And it's this enormous 7-foot bladed sword.
This is a large greatsword because
large-sized greatsword.
And why can you walk around with one?
As a half giant, he is able to wield giant-sized weapons without himself being large. It's good. You know what they say about a half giant's glove size? It's huge.
It's not the
So-
size of the glove, but the motion of the punch.
That's right. And then he'll begin to creep forward. into
Professor,
there. Captain
last chance to get a ticket back to West Crown and leave these people alone. Or are you
It-
coming through?
Is tempting, and I would be lying if I would say that thought didn't occur 12 times tonight. But in for a pound, they say. May as well take the whole cadaver.
Shriek.
Oh no, I didn't get through it all. That's a 3. I slipped.
You guys see a leg appear, and like the rest of him doesn't even show up, but he just starts twisting the leg like he's stuck already.
Nico, did you expel your stomach's content on this side here too?
If I had, it would be much easier for you to make your way.
God,
Can I
listen.
assist you, good professor?
No, please. Try again. Oh, 8.
And I'll assist him with a 12 strength. Grab his leg and pull.
Okay. Even with the pull bringing you up to 10, it still doesn't beat the regular DC of 12, so no. Now you're just yanking on a big turkey leg.
It is. 7.
Smashing it, buddy.
I wasted on that aid roll. There you go. 15.
All right. The two of them, Simri, are literally rattling the palisade with this seesaw back and forth of push, pull, no, you, did me, pull, back, and finally the professor pops through. Never a better excuse every time you guys do anything for a bunch of perception checks my way. Excuse me. Jesus, this dog. I tell you. It's the sleepiest dog that ever sleeped. All right. But then everyone freezes. Sorry, Simri. The dog lays its head back down, but it lays its head upon her crossed paws and is looking at you. The edge of the light spilling on the window, just illuminating the dog, which is one step back from the window. You see black gleaming eyes pointedly looking at your direction, but it's the silhouette of the perked ears that betray the dog's conscious state. The head tilts, like it's pondering, can't quite make out what it's hearing or shadows it's seeing. I'm going to have you guys roll for initiative, because just to keep us in rounds.
Uh-oh.
Shoot her! I think.
I rolled twice. Sorry, take the first one.
Oh, man.
I've been kind up to this point. You guys should be like, imagine this
11.
dog woke up with you guys only halfway in. Call it. As soon as you see
20. Not natural.
All right.
13.
And the butcher.
Let's see. I rolled a 17. 18 minus 1, 17.
Okay. I'll just get you in there manually. All right. Starting with the professor, unknowing that anything is going down until you get to Simri, who might warn you. I'm assuming the two of you are still chatting. Garion the butcher eagerly drawing his sword and moving up. Garion,
Yes.
what kind of vision does a half giant have?
They have low light.
You too see the silhouette of the dog directly ahead of you, a good 30, 40 feet, and the head, although low, ears perked, regarding you as a large shadow moving alongside the other building. What do you do?
Oh, shit. Am I first?
Well, the professor is unwary that something's going on besides us just clamoring about.
Gary shrugs. All right, I'll be first. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Power attack.
Right in front of the window. Standing right in front of the window. Nice.
Simri's mouth just
right down on this
drops.
pooch. Hello, puppy.
I thought we were playing. Garion has come to play. 11. Yeah, 11. Against it. Not done anything AC. Maybe I hit.
Well, it's prone. You have a +4 to hit it because it's laying there. So that brings it up to what?
15.
Okay. I haven't acted this round, but I am aware of you. So let's say, no, I don't think so. Because in like the surprise round was, what do I see? What do you see? Right. So surprise round, Simri sees me, I see something, and now you come running up. No, I guess technically I'm still flat-footed, aren't I?
Aren't you flat-footed
at very least prone?
Yeah, he gave me the prone.
I am prone, but because I acted in the surprise round, technically I've acted. I'm making a perception check. What's coming at me? Ugh.
Yeah, I wouldn't say you're flat-footed, but I would say that you're prone.
Oh yeah, no, you get a +4 for prone.
Okay. So AC 15.
Okay. And cleaving at the dog with how much damage?
Yes, you asked.
15 points.
That's big.
Oh, just burying the sword in the dog's haunch. It lets out a scared, very surprised whimper. And then it just lays there, its blood slowly ebbing from its body.
Oh, poor puppy.
Didn't even get a chance to target it on fantasy grounds.
Damn it.
Simri, your turn. Dude goes flying past you, big overhand chop, stops, poses, checks his beard in the window, and comes right down in the only viewed light source. Like, there's one light source within 100 feet, and he's standing in it, and he chops the pooch. Like, talk about axe murder out the window for the silhouette for anybody who's inside. Your go.
Yeah, reminding me, you can ready sneak attack?
Sorry?
A little unfamiliar with the combat, but I'm assuming someone's going to come charging out that door, and I'd like to be ready and able to stab them.
Yep.
With not a sap, but probably a dagger.
Okay. So you want to get it? You want to ready an action by moving into position. And
I'm in position.
Your ready to action is to stab what? First thing out the door, or?
Reminding me of what the pretty blue stuff does.
Sorry?
The pretty blue stuff?
Oh. Okay. So you've decided that this has gone south, and you start
fast.
reaching into your gear and retrieve special occasion stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Retrieve, like, this stuff isn't handy on your person because it's ID'd as an actual poison. So basically, holding your position, full round action, you retrieve one dose or your doses of blue Winnis poison and start applying. Okay.
Anyone that sees her just sees her like slowly take out the kukri and like just dosing the edge of the blade in this blue liquid of
one might even argue that it's not in your pack, you have it handy, but even if you had it handy, you'd have it concealed. And retrieving concealed items again take time. So okay, that's you. Time for the riding dog. I begin to bleed out.
No,
full round action, or
I lose 1 hit point a round until death, sweet embrace, takes me. Abby is possibly goes where all dogs go, to heaven. Look, it's Burt Reynolds and Dom DeLuise and other. Anyway,
Rip
Nico.
Teller.
Thank you, Nico.
Very efficient. I move up to behind Simri And that's it.
Okay. Ready in action, pull a weapon.
Nope. No
Nope.
weapon. Lean on my spear.
Okay. Professor Niles Cronin. One yelp pierces the night. A creature is dying, yet still alive. Your scalpels tingle with delight, but you're on a mission. Stay focused. What do you do?
This isn't the time. I will move over adjacent to this other door that's just to our south.
So, hugging the larger building across from the wall where you entered, instead of going along the wall to the office, slipping around, no light sources, large building, 2 doors, one you're right next to now after about a 15-foot slip. Still lots of shadow against any wall.
And I
Are we
will
using stealth?
Yes,
May I have a stealth check, please?
certainly. Stealth. 4.
Clipping the corner of the building.
This is Nico. He pulled my leg out of socket, I swear.
I'm assuming an alchemist does not have a base attack of 1 and therefore cannot draw a weapon whilst moving. So
That's
your
why it was
input-
announced as an action.
Yes. So 1 move and pull what?
A dagger.
All right. And any swifts? Because I think you're done.
That's it.
All right. Garion the Butcher. I suppose you've earned your title this evening. What would you do next?
What do I see just kind of quickly inside the building that I'm standing right in front of this giant window?
Okay. You see, as the interior is lit, 2 chairs, a large desk, a man, large man, not as big as you, but definitely a hefty looking guy, in his late 30s, early 40s, hunched over a pile of books and ledgers, and he looks like he's concentrating on them quite intently.
Oh, okay. I will extract my sword from the dog, reach down, pick it up, and throw it through the window.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, can I have that again?
Garion will reach down and put his hand on the dying dog.
Yes.
Draw his blade out. Grab the dog by the scruff of the neck and throw it through the window, the carcass.
Okay. Like you said, dying, not dead, but it is unconscious, so it's helpless. Okay. Can it's like a break DC, so strength check against, the hardness and
if it doesn't work,
the hardness of glass. Okay.
Yeah. It would be funny if he's just smearing this dog. That's just
18.
The
I clean the window.
Window breaks and this dog goes flying 5'10" and literally lands right on the other side of the desk in front of its probable owner. Smash and splat.
You've got mail.
I lean in slightly and say, Gary, in.
So, kneel, free, grab, 1 action, but it's helpless, so it counts as a move action, and just literally pushing this thing through a window, and talking is free, unfortunately. Puns are bad jokes as well. Garion. Suddenly, the man jumps to his feet, leans over the desk, sees what has transpired, and wails in horror what he sees. Next on our list, Simri.
You obstreperous fool! Well, if I wait for him to come out, I could do more damage.
Well, him throwing a dog through a window is probably going to get... Oh, Lusk out here, yeah. That's probably going to get the owner out here. Yep.
Yeah, I'll hold my action.
Okay.
Come to me.
So, using the riding dog as our new combatant, Abby continues to bleed, plus damage from smashing through a window and smacking the floor.
I've just
Lusk.
used a building as an improvised weapon against the dog.
Nico, what do you do? What are you doing?
Have a cigarette.
So I will move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and take up position beside Garion and peek through the window.
Okay.
Put my hand on Garion's shoulder. Very impressive, friend.
The man is looking at you guys agape, sees, people, which is the answer to the horror of what happens, and immediately, jumps under the desk, scrambling around.
This is what happens when you don't pay your taxes.
They'll put you in jail? No.
Just then, a very loud, distinct noise
So
of the front gates opening. The counter levers drop. The gates open. And looking curiously, wondering what the smashing noise was, 2 elderly folks, one drawing a hand cart, male, one female, pushing it from behind. But they've stopped, waiting for the gate to open, and peer curiously at you guys in the darkness. Silhouetted in the window frame's light, a large 7'10" humanoid hulks, sword in hand, with a slight figure behind him. They stop at the gate, do not enter, and just try to make sense of what this means. Round 3. Professor Cronin, what do you do?
Well, my friends over there seem to have things under certain control. I wish to pop open the door beside me.
Okay. Peeking inside?
Peeky peeky. Pikachu.
This workhouse is a sizable, airy structure with open doorways and ample ventilation. Rosalog, you still here? Would you mind? Not at all. You see tools hanging in organized rows upon the walls, most notably arrays of wide knives, like miniature crosscut saws. Several inclined tanner's beams create small workstations about the space, along with vats, drying racks, and numerous crates and bins. A lone tomcat wanders the building, the only sign of life.
Very good. What is the action requirement of opening a door?
It's like a move action, part of your move as you go through.
All right.
I believe one can as long as the door is unlocked. Like I said, you took a move action to open and kind of wait to peek in, so that's a move.
Yeah. No, that's fine. I just wanted to.
A peek in lay of the land, unfortunately, in Pathfinder First Edition, is actually a move.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
As well,
I
so
I was just verifying. So I will use this then.
Now you can open whilst moving through the door and do your peeking one step inside.
No, that's not how I phrase it, nor how I would have done it. So
all right, so yeah, staying stealthily,
reserved.
Opening the door, letting it open slowly, having a good look around. I believe you're done, sir.
Yeah, and I'm gonna hold my action.
Okay. Garion.
True to his word, Garion will step through the open window.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see another figure on the board. Where's said man on desk?
Said man on desk.
Yeah, you said there's a dude in here. And there's a little dog.
Yeah, he dove under it.
Oh, well, let's find him. We'll, so that's 5, 10, right to there. Do I see a little man under the desk?
Maybe. You see a large man crouching behind a large desk, and he has a large crossbow in hand, and he's frantically trying to, grab bolts that he's got stashed under there, and he's loading it.
That's never going to happen. Move
Can
to
I
there.
have an athletics check as you try to squeeze yourself through this small window?
Sure. Da, 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 da.
Or, sorry, I guess, yeah.
You mean
Escape-
the window frame formerly known as small?
The window frame formerly known as window.
I'll give you athletics to dodge the glass and go through. It's actually quite large on the map, so I don't think it's a sneaky.
True to form.
Yeah.
I tuck, nimbly roll, landing on 2 feet. Hi-ya! Got a 19 or a 20 minus 1, 19.
Okay, so come on in. Can't see the guy, right? Move your way around here. Now you see him. So that's 2 moves, unfortunately. Well, actually, no, it's fine. You're climbing through athletics, kind of is part of your movement, and it doesn't slow you enough squares to so you're still good. You still have an action.
Sweet. Then I will spend that action then with a raging power attack.
You get mad. He has the audacity to own a large, heavy crossbow and try and load it in your presence?
That's correct, yes. And I will attack him with the Widowmaker. Does a 23 hit?
Yes.
All right. Then I will chop him for 16 points of damage.
All right.
Dude, Garion is a monster.
Add 2 points to that because I'm raging.
So what's the total?
18 points.
Nimble like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Okay. Coming down hard, he reflexively lifts the masterwork heavy crossbow, softening the blow that would normally cleave the man from shoulder to sternum, and your sword does sink painfully into the top of his shoulder, wounding him terribly. His eyes bulge, but you were denied the killing blow. Nasty bit of damage, but the man is still alive, glaring at you. Simri.
Seeing my compatriot enter the building.
Right. So you've got the poison out.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You apply said poison and activate. Wait for somebody to come out. Or now that you've seen Buddy, you're peeking around, waiting for somebody to come out the window or the door, and you see a large guy squeeze himself through the window.
Anyway, I can enter the building quickly.
You can, but there's a problem now. Night shift's here at the gate. You know these two, an old couple known for being pranksters and tricksters. They collect night pots made of clay and deposit them here because, well, they are full of human waste to use with the chemicals in the tanning process.
That is super gross.
No, it's true.
Oh, Professor, would you happen to be equipped with any long-range missiles?
No.
Darn. Oh.
You could throw one of those pointy things on your hips, couldn't you?
Yep, it just depends on whether or not I get close enough. Nico, could you be a dear and come this way?
They're a good 75 feet away from your corner, about 60 from Nico.
Where?
Did you want to
I don't see them.
delay till Nico's turn to do something? Changing your initiative order?
You gonna put them on the map?
I'm busy.
If I see, then I can decide.
They're at the gate. Imagine a cart.
Hmm. Well, I probably should inform you that they do use projectiles. Or the only thing that they're equipped with can become a projectile. Itty bitty cart.
So cute.
It's a
Uh,
cartita.
You know, considering the fact that the muscle I hired has got the main man of the house pinned, the dog is dead, or dying, and yeah, I don't want to get close to that cart. I'm happy by this corner of the wall.
Executive decision made.
I paid these men for a reason. Yeah.
Ah! I didn't do that, I swear. That's not formulated properly yet.
Suddenly, they become huge.
Huge.
Yep.
So, Simri, you wanted to...
Hide by the corner. Also ask the professor whether or not he sees anything of value or distress inside the other building.
Okay. Abby continues to horribly bleed out on the floor while the combatants wrestle inside the room. But we'll also take this as the man's go. So, I load in front of you. That's going to provoke. I stand in front of you. That's going to provoke.
Cry? That doesn't provoke.
He takes a 5-foot step back.
Wah, 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 wah.
Best I can do. As part of a full round action. Then loads crossbow as a move, but not movement, and tries to fire it at Garion point blank. However, I believe I started loading it. Yeah, he only just finished, because this is a full round action to load this thing. It's a heavy crossbow. And I'm not sure if I have the feats to load it quickly. No, I do not. So it's a full round action to load a heavy crossbow, which I started earlier when you were looking for me. So I only just finished getting this thing loaded through half a round step. It's dodgy, but one shot towards Garion. And now you guys can't see this you can on the board. I'm going to use my official Pathfinder Hell's Vengeance dice. 15 plus 6. It's 21
Oh yeah.
for a D10.
Oh, that's gonna chap his ass.
6 points as a bolt embeds itself in your lower shoulder. It's pointy and it hurts. And he immediately goes next round to, probably going to start loading or get the heck out of here or something. But I'm done. A tiny little dog. Simri, you know of Archie, made and named after the Archduke Fex to make fun of said ruler, comes barreling around the backside of the desk, snarling, grabbing an ankle, and chewing away, and attacking Garion. With little pointy gnashing teeth. 8 plus, no, probably not. What's your AC, sir?
16.
No. This vicious terrier is on your leg. A Pomeranian. Something small and nasty. No, sorry. It is a small dog, but it's, Where are we here? A spaniel. Chaldean spaniel. So, like, I guess like a cocker spaniel?
Yeah.
About that big? Yeah. Is going to town on your ankle and hasn't managed to get its teeth through your armor yet. But soon. Nico, you are up. Professor Cronin, you're on deck.
Right then, so I will move, noticing the gate has begun opening. I will move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, not 6.5. 6 squares this direction.
30 feet.
And I will use my racial ability, Obscuring Mist.
Ooh.
So, what happens here is in a 5 feet radius around me, I create a misty vapor. The vapor obscures all sight, including dark vision, beyond 5 feet. A creature 5 feet away has concealment. Creatures further away have total concealment. If you have moderate wind, 11 miles per hour, such as from gust of wind spell, it can disperse the fog. A fireball, a flame strike, or a similar spell burns away the fog in the explosive or fiery spell's area. So, I walk up, 5 foot radius around me, fog develops, obscuring myself and anyone beyond me.
Got it.
And that is my turn.
All right. Round 4. Professor Cronin, you're up. Garion, the Butcher, you're on deck. Professor, what do you do? Professor?
Yes, I was contemplating two options here. Are we just to collect a debt or to make an example?
Simri?
Our main priority is the debt. But if you care to impress any future employers, I don't see any reason to hold back.
I always awarded bonus marks on any of the tests that I ever assigned.
Dead men don't pay taxes a second time.
I believe he's already a dead man. Let's make the best of the worst scenario that we have here.
Sure.
I'll be back momentarily, and I just pop inside the craftsman shop, and I want to do a perception check to really kind of take in everything.
Okay.
Perception is perception 13.
As I had said before, it's a workhouse, abandoned, one cat, lots of tools. Now, these tools are knives and scraping utensils and can be used as weapons. However, they were not created to be such and will impart the improvised weapon penalties in combat. But beyond that, besides different degrees of leathers and whatnot being tanned, not much in the way of valuables or weapons beyond that.
Very good. So
And the cat disappears behind a crate.
They always know.
What do you do?
Move perception. Perception's free?
No, you're taking a hard look and it's still a move. So, however, I think you can sort of stack, like, unlike the bonus, the +1 combat bonus where you need the +1 to draw a weapon, I believe you can perceive while moving. So you can stack that action if you want more movement.
Okay. Yeah, I will leave here. I will go back out to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I will end up there in the middle of the courtyard.
Okay. Now, so that we're not hashed for this, I will take your initial 10 feet off. Like you came in on a heel, looked around, and left.
Oh, yeah,
on the
you're
same,
right.
on the
Yep.
hang, And that's you, sir. Any free combat advice?
Aim for the eyes.
Okay. Garion, the butcher.
All right. Looks down at this bolt sticking out of his shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
That really irritates him. So he's just going to menacingly move up, just kind of swimming through the furniture, pushing it out of the way as he moves up to there. And we'll follow through with a second attack. And this is a rage power attack. And this is his last round of rage. 20 to hit.
Yep. Pushing through the furniture, letting nothing stop you.
17 points of damage.
17 points of damage.
Dude, this guy is savage.
Having the sword on a low sweep, barreling forward, holding it down and low, and using it like a plow wedge to push the corner of the table, and once the table is free, flicking the large blade up and swiping the man from low hip to high shoulder, sort of making a glorified, finishing the X marks the spot on the man, and he drops unconscious at your feet.
Oops. Were we supposed to kill everybody? Because that's the route I'm going now.
When the man hits the ground, he's torn apart. Not in two pieces, but no one's coming back from that. Simri, you're up.
Do I hear the thud?
You hear the growling, the furniture scraping, window against ear against the wall. It's all yours to horribly enjoy.
Well, Professor Nico, though I do believe you should impress upon our future employers, it's best not to kill our neighbors. Let's quickly get what we came for and skedaddle. And she's going to go into the office building to check as to whether or not Garion has sufficiently silenced the master.
Okay. Scooting inside, the carnage that lays in front of Garion, who's out of rage and calming himself down, just breathing heavily, looking around, kind of wild-eyed, is impressive, if not daunting. It almost makes you want to dart back outside and into the night, to be alone with this man. But the sight of the chest, the goal, the money that sits not far from you, snaps you back into your focus.
Look, Garion, I got you a puppy.
Yeah, the
His eyes
terrier's
widen.
still, the spaniel's still going to town on your leg. I almost forgot.
He's got 2 puppies now.
Oh, a D12 isn't going to hit you. Sorry. 15. What did you say your AC was?
16.
Oh, okay. This little mutt chomps true.
Oh
A
no,
D4 minus 1. Oh, that one I got to pick up to figure out what it is.
Garion.
3 points of damage. This thing.
The butcher.
Finally, you feel pain on your boot.
The mutt murderer.
The little Italian spaniel, doing its country proud, starts chewing him. D4 minus 1 does like 3 points of damage.
Damn.
Starts ripping and tearing, peeling ankle flesh. Nico. Can I have an intelligence check from Simri? Nico, what do you want to do?
I am going to withdraw from this cloud of mist,
Mm-hmm.
back to the window, take a gander inside.
Only
Look-
one standing, look to be allies.
Look back to Professor.
Okay.
Give him nod of approval. Your man is good. And ready in action to bar my teeth furiously at anything that comes beyond my cloud of mist that I dropped.
Okay. A moment in time, through my evil eye. Garion, his berserking rage as a barbarian, does not disappoint, brutal but efficient. Simri, eyes on the prize, about to abscond with a box full of collectible taxes easily gained. Will they stop to count the money, or just bolt with it into the night? The Damphir Oracle of unusual origin laying ground cover so they are not seen or identified so easily. This even impeding cloud cares to give the professor an easy escape if they try to wiggle their way free. But what's this? Suddenly, through the cloud comes sailing one, then two, arcing high, landing short, but smashing nastily on the ground. Clay-filled night chamber pots. Smash just within the cloud, smash just beyond it, gauging range, guessing that you are where they think they saw you last. But they have a cart on wheels, and they have a seemingly endless supply of chamber pots. But we'll see you next time on the Foul Play Podcast. Say goodnight, Simri.
Good night.